Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Annie would like to introduce you to Dale Mark David, who's going to demonstrate the usual knowledge of scammer mathematics, scammer geography and scammer logic all in one video. Hello, he said a few times at the beginning of July, but I was making that long-running series and so I was ignoring him. Hi, he said again on about the 26th of July. Hi, said Annie, I'm sorry I keep missing your messages. It's fine. Thought you'd been busy with work or something more important. How are you doing? I'm fine, thanks. You're welcome. So sorry for intruding in your profile, but I guess your pretty profile while searching for an old friend caught my attention. Hope you found your friend, said Annie. Not yet, but a colleague promised to help me. Can we be friends? If you want, yes. OK, where are you from? And texting from? I live in Shaftesbury in Dorset. I'm texting from the kitchen cupboard. What about you? LOL, he said. Kitchen cupboard. I'm originally from Germany, born in a small town called Saxony. Grew up in France. I live in Texas, but I'm presently at my place of work here in Aberdeen Sea in my office. What's your present marital status? Do you have kids of your own? I'm divorced with grown-up twins. What do you mean by Aberdeen Sea? That's nice to know. I'm a single parent with the most beautiful daughter on planet Earth. What I'm saying, I'm in Aberdeen, but in one of the sea, working. Corrosion engineer, QA, QC, senior supervisor and independent contractor, handling a contract here for over 3 weeks now. What do you do? I work on the checkouts in a supermarket. What do you mean by one of the sea? OK, that's nice. How long now have you been working? Do you enjoy your job? How many seas are there near Aberdeen? I've been working since I was 16. The job's OK. What do you mean by one of the sea? How many seas are there near Aberdeen? She repeated herself because if it's not the last thing you say to a scammer, they ignore you. Few numbers, he said. What does that mean? I'm in North Sea. KCA Deutag Oil Company is the company I'm working with for now. Wow! That's long, he said. So sorry for the delay in replying. I was attending to one of my boys that walked into my office. Hello, Annie. Are you free or busy? And if the person that you're talking to online tells you that they've been supervising their boys or attending to one of their boys, there's about a 99% chance that you're talking to a scammer. Well, probably higher than that, to be honest. OK, so Annie, you confused me when you said QA/QC. I don't know what that means. Quality assurance and quality control, he said. OK. As QA/QC, we're responsible for ensuring the quality of products and services produced by their company. And also, it's a professional course with different levels, and I'm in level 4. But for this contract, we're here for their maintenance services, which is corrosion aspects. How many levels are there if you're level 4? Level 1 to 4, and I'm in level 4. Oh, OK. So, Annie, that sounds very impressive. I've been working over 20 years now as an engineer. How old are you? Is that necessary? Asked our scammer, who hadn't worked out his answer. Yes, said Annie. OK, July 17th, few weeks now. I just turned 61 years. What did you do before you were an engineer? Oh, I'm 55. Nothing! Just going for higher studies and in getting all my documents. You look beautiful. How did you support yourself if you weren't working? The penny dropped, and our scammer realised that scammer mathematics wouldn't cut it. I was working, but not in my field, he said. Yeah, and I asked what you did before you became an engineer. I like your spirit of knowledge, and I was thinking you won't like much talking, he said. Working for an engineering company that sells engineering equipment, but that's not what I wanted. OK, so you decided to retrain. Yeah, and now I'm so happy. How long will you stay on this contract? Any professional development from you, he asked. No. 3 weeks gone already, and it's 3 months. What's your educational level? So sorry for asking. I started work when I was 16. What about your parents and siblings, he asked. My mother started work when she was 14, and I don't have any siblings. What's your educational level? As far as you imagine in engineering. I don't know what that means. What's your educational level? PhD in engineering. OK, what kind of engineering? She asked. And I can imagine going much further than that. What about all those years of professional qualifications and exams that come after university? In real life, that is, obviously, not in Scamland. Is she still alive, he said, in reply to her, talking about her mother. Yes. Well, my father was an engineer, but never had the opportunity I have now to go offshore and out of the country to work. But my mother was so nice, and she worked in the law firm, but both are no more. How long have you been divorced? We divorced 8 years ago. You didn't tell me what kind of engineering you got your PhD in. PhD degree in corrosion engineer and projects, he said. Sounds fascinating, but he probably wouldn't understand. I'm sorry if I'm stressing you, he said. Who said you're stressing me? Meaning to ask, what happened for your divorce? He was a two-timing bastard. And in reply to her said, who said you're stressing me? He said, no one. Don't know how to place it. And in reply to her saying he was a two-timing bastard, he said, that's so hash for a human. What happened? What do you think happened? Why are you a single parent? Just asking. My wife left for years and later divorced, but the drama is still in my heart. So bad and hurting. I'm quite happy without my ex, said Annie. But if you don't mind, can I ask what happened? I'll be happy if I can see who can replace her immediately. She cheated on me. I told you he was a two-timing bastard. And in reply to him saying she cheated on me, Annie did the same to him. What happened? I understand, he said, in reply to her saying he was a two-timing bastard, but there must be something he did. And in reply to her asking what happened, he said, can I ask you something? Can you date someone that's in and out of town? And now he's going to start demonstrating that stunning grasp of scammer logic that goes with his grasp of scammer mathematics and scammer geography. Which bit of he was a two-timing bastard don't you understand? What did your wife do, apart from cheating on you? And in reply to him saying, can I ask you something? Can you date someone that's in and out of town? She said, possibly. Do you mean you come to Shaftesbury sometimes? In reply to her saying, which bit of he was a two-timing bastard don't you understand? He said, I don't. She said she doesn't love me anymore. You're kidding me, right? Said Annie, after he'd said he didn't understand what he was a two-timing bastard meant. And in reply to her saying, do you come to Shaftesbury sometimes? He said, I've never, but I can sense it. I will because of someone. I do. Then I don't understand what you meant by someone that's in and out of town. Do you like talking in riddles? Yeah, because I work mostly in town, but few months in sea, and she uses that opportunity to cheat on me, spend all my hard-earned money on her boyfriends. That doesn't even make sense, said Annie. This is what you asked me. Can I ask you something? Can you date someone that's in and out of town? What does that have to do with your wife cheating on you because you spent a few months in sea? Yes, she said, the time I'm spending on sea, it's the time she needed me more. So when I'm not around, she goes somewhere else. Shall I try again? Said Annie. You said, can I ask you something? Can you date someone that's in and out of town? What? He said. She said that herself. What does that have to do with your wife cheating on you? I'm in town, and little she knows I'm taken offshore. OFGS, said Annie. You asked me. Can I ask you something? Can you date someone that's in and out of town? That's what I meant. Why does my opinion on that affect what your wife did? Why did you ask me? I was just asking because that was her excuses for cheating. Phew! Then why the bloody hell didn't you say that the first time I asked? And in reply to him saying, I'm in town and little she knows I'm taken offshore, Annie said, WTF does this mean? You're supposed to be a highly educated man with a PhD, not a semi-literate street kid. If all women thinks the same way if their husband travels, then missing him makes them cheat. So sorry about that. Yeah, me too, said Annie. We're on the same page. He tried. No, we aren't, said Annie. So sorry. Then please stop typing meaningless rubbish. How can a wife cheat simply because the husband works offshore? Stop bleating on about your ex. Grow up. I will. And I believe I have, he said. Clearly you haven't. I have! Annie, stop! I have! If you say so. Thanks! Do you still believe in true love and trust? Why's your contract so short? In 3 months you barely have time to get to know the job and the people. Grow up, this isn't a Disney film. And then she reread the bit about his birthday, saying, OK, July 17th, a few weeks now, I just turned 61 years. I just reread this, she said, what do you mean? Adding underneath it, oh, you mean you were 61 last week? He tried to explain about his short contract. That's how it is. I'll join the next contractor if possible, because we're doing maintenance and production, hasn't started yet. And in reply to her saying, grow up, this isn't a Disney film, he said, how do you mean? I mean what I said, you're 61, not 6. Why are you so serious with life? No smiling or joking. What's wrong? What's wrong? You talking like a 16-year-old who can't write a proper sentence, instead of like a highly educated, mature man. I'm so sorry, just trying to free out my heart. Aren't you working today? Said Annie, because by now it was 10:15. I am, he said. I'm starting at midday. I work different shift almost every day. Just doing some paperwork in my office. That's nice. Ah, said Annie, the ubiquitous paperwork. We use computers. Yeah, you use his computer. But here we use his computer as well. But firstly paperwork, then input on the system to send reports. I thought we agreed you were going to talk like a mature adult, not a kid. What time are you going out for work? I already told you. What did I say this time? Oh, FGS, please read what you typed. I'm sorry, he said. I'm surprised that a major company uses pen and paper and then inputs into the system. Even supermarkets have spreadsheets online that you just fill in, and forms you can fill in online, and ordering systems you use online, and handheld machines for stock taking that just download onto the computer system. And I have to say here, I actually don't know how supermarkets worked. Last time I worked in one, I was 16. That was rather a long time ago, and it was pre-computers. Not that, my dear, he said. Paperwork are necessary in our field of specialisation, and not ordinary paper. They're engineering ones, to avoid inputting wrong details in the system for report sending. OK, ladies and gentlemen, if you aren't sitting comfortably while he explains himself, I think perhaps you should be. How does the type of paper affect whether or not you get the details wrong? Is it a special kind of magic paper? Because we talk report firstly from various areas and then make some calculations and goes out for inspection before giving the final stage results. And in reply to her saying, is it a special kind of magic paper? He said, more like. But what difference does the type of paper make? How would that affect your calculations? It's a sheet on its own, because our work are in schedule. Obviously, said Annie. And the supermarket never have a schedule, he said. Yeah, said Annie, it's called a staff rota and it's all done online. We probably have the wrong kind of paper. But ours isn't that ways, he said. You mean you have the right kind of paper, or you don't have a staff rota? Like I told you, our paperwork is necessary, and our kind of paper is different. Yeah, it's that magic paper that we don't have in the supermarket. We're more into baked beans and breakfast cereal. That's probably our problem. LOL, he said. Apart from telling me you're in sea, you haven't told me what you're in. Is it a submarine? Corrosion isn't in marine, he said. I don't do marine. So what do you do? Where are you? KCA Deutag is an oil drilling company, not marine, he said. Where are you? She asked. We've agreed you are in a submarine, and we've agreed you're in sea, but it's not marine. North Sea in Aberdeen, he said. Aberdeen is a city on land, she said. And there's sea, he tried. Try again. You work for an oil drilling company. You aren't on a submarine. Where are you? And ladies and gentlemen, I think perhaps I should issue you with one of those warnings before I tell you his answer. If you're eating or drinking, I strongly suggest you swallow now. Houseboat, he said. Is it a permanent house for someone, or can I rent it on Airbnb? Said Annie. Belongs to the company, he said. Yeah, but what's it used for? Where we live in. And they've hired you for 3 months to worry about corrosion on a houseboat in the harbour in Aberdeen. I guess someone has to do it. There are pipes we're working on that transport gas from under the sea to your houseboat. Not too far, he said. Why asking this much questions like you don't know? Because I don't know, so I'm curious for you to explain it to me. Okay. And because you keep talking in riddles, so I keep having to ask you several times before you say something that makes sense. Maybe I'll try type in meaningless sentences to see if you even notice what you think. To which our man replied, drilling company, oil, rig work as well, oil and gas. Obviously, Annie was too tempted. Fruit and veg, she said supermarket as well. Okay, replied our man. Supermarket company, she added. I don't know how else I can explain, he said, in proper sentences, like a mature, highly educated adult. Obviously, to do that, you have to be an actual, mature, highly educated adult. We're into oil and gas rig work, said our highly educated adult. Understood now? You were working on gas pipes a few sentences ago. Now you're working on a rig. Is that what they call flexible working? Annie! That's the best way I can explain it. Telling me you're working on pipes, then changing your mind and telling me you're working on a rig. And it's proper for an intelligent one to understand, he said. Oh yeah, proper is good, said Annie. Pipes! And you don't understand. What else do you want me to say, Annie? And in reply to her saying, yes, proper is good, he said, detailed woman, I guess. I'd just like you to decide if you're working on pipes or on a rig. You know, it's kind of a 50-50 choice, so it shouldn't be hard. You're curious about everything. That's called knowledge. Indeed, said Annie, and I was hoping you'd impart some of that knowledge. Are you working on pipes or on the rig? You can just pick one or the other. Go on, I dare you. Choose one. Pipes, he said, because rigs don't transport oil and gas. LOL, he said, in reply to her saying, choose one. Go on, I dare you. Guess I'll leave you now, going out soon for field supervision. Okay, said Annie, then why did you say this? Copying and pasting the bits where he said we're into oil and gas rig work, because I'm beginning to understand you very well. And in reply to him saying, going out soon for field supervision, she said on a houseboat, LOL. If you can code what I'm saying... You tried? What on earth does that mean? You think I'm a computer coder? And in reply to her saying, why did he say he was into oil and gas rig work? He said, just to make you understand. So telling me something that isn't true is meant to make me understand. So from now on, I'll assume that everything you say is wrong and I'm meant to understand the opposite of what you say. So when you say you're going out soon for field supervision, what you really mean is you're staying on the houseboat and doing nothing. No! I just hope all that magic paperwork you're writing makes more sense than the unmitigated drivel you type here. Or maybe that's why they only employed you for 3 months, a kind of damage limitation exercise. To which our man, who had no idea what Annie had just said, replied, damage. Oh, so you can do damage. Okay, that makes sense. It's probably so they can make a dodgy insurance claim. Never will it happen, he said. I'm sure it won't. Yeah, satisfied now, he said. That's very rude. I've got to go to work now. I'll talk to you later. I'm so sorry if it sounds rude. Just asking if I cleared your curiosity, he said. Annie went to work. Hello, gang, she said when she got home. I just got home from work. Welcome home, he said. How was your day at work today? It was quite busy today. It was raining and I think people came in for something to do. How was your own day at work? Okay, fine, not stressful. Have you had your super? Super what? Super food, superannuation, super special surprise? Supper! So sorry for typing wrongly. I had dinner when I got home, said Annie, to save you asking. It was a shepherd's pie, and yes, it was yummy. Have you had supper? Nice! Yeah. Hi. Are you again? Just tired, said our scammer, because we all know that one of the scammer's main obsessions is sleeping. Are you feeling better today? Said Annie the next day. Yeah, he said. That's good. Good morning. Hi. How are you? And how was your night? I'm fine, thanks. I'm not working today. Are you working? Yeah, I'm working today. What are you doing? Field work on maintenance. Whatever that means, said Annie. running maintenance on one of the pipe today. One of the pipes to your houseboat. Yes, you're right. Did one of the sewage pipes or water pipes get blocked? So annoying when that happens. Water! Excuse me, I'll text you later, please. Okay, that must mean you're a plumber. I'm not. Oh, okay. Hello, Annie. Hi, did you manage to fix that water pipe? Yes, and it's working fine now. That's good. You can have all your showers now and make coffee. Yeah! Good morning. How are you? I'm fine, thanks. Are you at work? No, I'm not starting till midday today. I work different shifts most days. Are you at work? Yeah! What are you doing? At work. Working on my computer? Oh, okay. Doing what? Report for last week field work. What do you think of Aberdeen? Asked Annie. Is it nice and sunny there as it's summer? She asked that because the UK was having a very wet, miserable summer at the time. It's a nice place, but I can't tell because I'm not in town. Don't be ridiculous, said Annie. You're in the harbour. You can walk into town. We sail far. On a houseboat, ROFL, said Annie. Yes, remember, we're working underwater. Oh, did your houseboat sink? No, I'll send you what I'm talking about. Give me some minutes. I'll be back. You can't have sailed that far. You were in the harbour fixing the water pipes to your houseboat a couple of days ago. You're just confusing, said our confused scammer. I'm confusing. You're confusing me. So he's in for a little video. Just sent you a video what we did today, he said. Stop this screenshot and just listen to me. And if you don't understand me, let me know, he said, because Annie just asked him again. Don't be rude. Those screenshots are what you told me. You told me you were fixing water pipes for your houseboat. I have no idea what's happening in that video. Could you explain, please? That wasn't our major work, he said, in reply to her saying you told me you were fixing water pipes for your houseboat. Welding work is what's going on. Told you, we're here for maintenance. Welding what? Asked Annie. Your question? Ask something else, he said. You weld iron. Obviously, what were you welding? It looks very small in that video, but I can't really see what it is. Your inability to answer simple questions about your own work is definitely something else. I've said enough about my work, but yet you ask much. If you want to know more about my work, then sometimes you have to pay more attention. Well, you can't understand, because it isn't your field of study. I can't understand, because you won't explain it, said Annie. Don't be rude. I'm paying attention, but you are typing rubbish. It's you that needs to pay more attention. More attention to the rubbish you're typing. I'm an underwater welder, he said. The photo I sent was from today's work with my colleague. Hope you can understand what I'm trying to say here. What were you welding? Why is it so hard to get you to tell me about your work? I'd ask a lot for your questions if you engaged what's left of your brain, gave me proper sensible answers. Do you understand me at all, he said. The video I sent answered your questions here. No, it did not, so I'll ask you once more. Once more. If you refuse to answer, then I don't want to talk to you again. Is that clear enough for you? What were you welding? How are yous doing? He asked a couple of days later. Go away, idiot. Why did you call idiot? He asked. Because you're too stupid and idiotic to answer a simple question. Thanks, he said, and disappeared. And that was the end of Dale Mark David. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, please share it, please comment down below, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in another video.